So as a result, it's very difficult then to trade rationally and statistically.
Wow.
So we repeat the same errors over and over again because of the depth of the survival mechanism of the dream and how deep it goes into our identity.
Wow. So from what you say and what I hear, it's a new neural pathway a human has to acquire, let's say, has to develop in order to tap into the mastermind and become a master trader in terms of the way of thinking and the way of acting, and not necessarily the initial capital, let's say.
What you just brought up, the neural pathways. So if you can remember when you started driving a car, so I'm going to age myself here, the stick shift on the column, put the clutch in, I'll bring it down to first gear, and then the car dies and I do it again. Well, after a while, with enough practice, I can now drive down a freeway and have a philosophic conversation with a friend in the passenger seat, and it's all automated. Well, when we're trading, it's the same thing. The neural pathways just aren't there. In fact, we have old survival pathways that they just fire like that. But when we intentionally create new ones, then we repeat them again, and all of a sudden they become more automated. Mm-hmm. So the question is, when we first start trading and we want to connect the master trader's mindset neural pathways, it takes some intention because they're just here and they're not connected, and you have to create some intention to that. Wow. And that's why we have guided visualizations to help. And we also do live coaching while a trader is actually trading. And what's amazing is when I'm there with a trader, just on auditorially, and they're trading away, they don't downshift. They stay in their master trader's mindset. Why? Okay. Because I'm making a break state. I'm constantly inviting them to their highest level self. And that invitation there, that other person there, it helps that first start. So when and then once they do that for an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, now all of a sudden they know how to step into that state and stay in that state.
Wow. Wow. And approximately how long do you believe a trader needs to acquire to tap into that state of mind?
Yeah, when I built a trading firm, I had one trader, Tyson, who was clerk for me for a while. He stepped into that mindset so smoothly, so easily. I mean, there was never any question. He mastered the pit. He mastered our theory. He stayed with it. No, you never saw him stressed, no matter what the markets did or his position. So, wow. But he had a huge background in terms of his family, in terms of other challenges, life, and it was smooth. Other traders who, at the deepest level, we had the levels of change earlier, their identity of unworthiness that was so deep, it went back to their infancy. Mm-hmm. Well, that takes more work and more time to get down to that level, to bring that awareness there and to invite them into their worthiness. I have a phrase, I'm no longer religious, but to experience yourself as a child of God. And that phrase somehow means something, and it creates an image of somebody. that they are a child of God and they're worthy to stand on this earth with their shoulders back and their head up. So once we get down to that identity level and worthiness, then we can work up through the beliefs, the behaviors, the skills, and the knowledge.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that, because, it's not I believe that it's not the easiest and the most comfortable experience for someone, let's say, someone coming from an academic background. I will use my own academic background, so to make sure I'm not going to offend anyone. I studied maths and physics. All right. And I used to be a teacher at some point as well for physics, high school adults. So coming from that background, you feel a sense of pride.
Sure.
You come into the market, and because you think that the Newton's law and the gravity law and physics and maths, you need that you have everything to be a successful trader.
Mm-hmm.
And then you burn out an account.
Yes. Oh my gosh, the market levels everyone.
Yeah. So you said earlier that the traders, regardless what we are going through in our life, what sort of background we have to acquire some ground floor base, let's say, as per the market's perspective, not as per what we think it's the market.
Yeah. And when I was a retail broker with Merrill Lynch, the worst clients were doctors. Why? Because a doctor, at least it used to be, probably not so much status anymore, but when a doctor walked into a room, I'm a doctor, and everyone would shift slightly with respect and change. He could change the world. He could save lives. He literally was a moving force that would shift the environment around him. So they would come to trading. I can change the markets. It was a subconscious belief.
Yes.
I have that power. And boy, they were the worst. They would just get hammered.
Yeah.
So what you're bringing up is really important. In fact, if you're not an academic, you never finished high school, that you didn't have any respect as a kid, you were bullied, you have all that.
Yeah.
When you come to the floor, you have the same, when you come to the floor, there's no floors anymore. Shows you how old I am. When you come to the markets, you have the same opportunity as everybody else. And in fact, if you're street smart, you have more chance than the academic.
Wow. So, guys, you're listening. By the way, all this time I was asking, because the questions were a lot, I was just shifted from my questions, and I was going mainly through the questions of the audience. And we can talk for hours and days about mindset, trading mindset, and so many other things. But unfortunately, time is pressing us.
Oh no!
Yeah.
We just got warmed up.
Yeah. There are, guys, we have another 5. I will stretch it for 5 more minutes if that require. Please use this time, and please make sure you type your questions on the chat box so I can ask them aloud.
Okay. And if you want, you can put up the final slide. And what that will do is it will guide people to an assessment that they can take. It's absolutely free. And the assessment will start that awareness process. Where are the major issues that you face? And then we're giving everyone who listens to this, like, I don't know, my admin put it up. She's crazy, but I think 70% off of our major Compass course for traders. So
grab the link. In the meantime, I will just go through some questions. We answered this one also. Okay, using some indicators, method to go in and out. I'm just reading aloud the question. If you want to comment on anything about that one, understand it's not.
Yeah, methods to go in and out. Well, that's a very basic question. That's a strategy issue. And it certainly is beyond what we're talking about here. So what you're looking for is, to start with, what I suggest is a really, really, really simple strategy.
Yep.
Moving average crossover. Just get used to executing a strategy. In fact, I have an exercise where we create a simple strategy where you just learn to execute automatically without thinking about it. Because most traders, they'll double check themselves, and they'll have, oh, is this really a good one? Is this, do I have to wait? Oh, I'm late. And we overthink it. So training for execution is really important.
You know that I caught myself once when I used to coach traders a few years ago. And it was a gentleman who never uses specifically the CCI, Commodity Channel Index indicator, never. He just happened to hear it on the YouTube somewhere. Therefore, he input it on the MetaTrader to validate the trading signal.
Mm-hmm.
And we, as human, when we have that insecurity, as you mentioned earlier, what's within inside, and you want to validate and double check, and you are scared to execute, and it's like you want someone to push you to execute. And this behavior came up to, okay, I'm going to bring another indicator. Just if the indicator that I never use is going to confirm my signal, then I'm going in the trade.
Yeah, we can bog ourselves down with all sorts of indicators.
Yeah.
If you have a demo account or a simulated account, it's a great way to just practice execution on a simple strategy. If you do that for a week and make it a strategy that has lots of trades in it, so you just get used to executing without question.
Yeah. Another question is, what is the best solution when the market is complicated? Range, up and down, big news. What is the best solution when the market is complicated?
Well, it depends on what the strategy is. I mean, if you, like, the most money I've ever made trading was when there was chaos in the markets, was a lot of emotion in the markets. So that was my forte. When things are crazy, I do well. When things are boring, Rich doesn't do so well. Okay. But other people, when it's chaotic, they step back and say, oh, this isn't my market. I'm going to wait until we get a trend or get a channel or whatever the strategy is. So you really need to look at.
Yeah.
What?
I think you were a mean reversion trader.
Boy, you're right. You
Really?
know, it's so hard for me to go with the trend. This psychologically still is. Because as a market maker, we were trained that when the retail is selling, we're buying. When they're buying, we're selling. We're always fading the market. And that reward, signal reward, that it gets so well connected, it's really challenging for me to go with the trend. I can do it, but I notice that there's always this little
yeah, like the car you prescribe at the beginning, like
yeah, that's exactly right. Sometimes it stalls out, and then I don't go with the trend.
Yeah. there is, I wouldn't say a question, but it's more like a comment. And it's nice to bring it up because you will understand why. There is a dilemma of, by the way, guys, sorry, I don't mention the name of the person who wrote the comment because I want to keep your privacy in case you don't want your name to be heard aloud.
Sure.
So I respect that. There is a dilemma of setting a stop loss, say, below a previous low, which seemed reasonable. I believe we are, the trend is up. So to set up a stop loss below the previous low, only with capital letters, to have the market dips just enough to take you out to make a new low.
Yeah.
And
then goes back. Oh, that happens all the time. And it's so painful. Oh my gosh. So the markets, you know, and the feeling is the market is out to get me. They know where the stops are. They take them out and reverse them. Well, that kind of thinking is very painful and it will remain painful. Instead is you put the stop in, it takes you out. So what? You are in the larger sample size going to do well. If that gives you pain for that specific trade, that means you are depending on a specific trade to make you okay as a person. And that is very painful. And so you just need to look at statistically that sometimes they're just going to take your stop out and reverse it. Yes, they are. So what?
Okay. That's a beautiful comment. So what shall I do with my PhD in business intelligence? Thank you so much. That was a great one. And well done.
Enjoy it. There's a lot of good experience there. And then you come to trading and you come to trading and say, hey, the market's going to teach me everything I need to know.
Wow. Awesome. And another 2 questions because we are almost on time.
Okay.
What is, guys, sorry, I don't have the time because there's another webinar after this one, a scheduled one. Sorry, I apologize if I don't read your question. What is the most important advice for someone who is initiating in trading?
I assume that means new to trading. Yes. So if you're new to trading, look at the confidence circle we talked about. Do you have magical thinking? Is this going to solve your financial problems? Is this going to help give you status in the world or whatever it is? Anything that your trading success depends on, that means that there's a lot of pressure on trading. So the most important for somebody to start it out is just to have fun. Look at it as a computer game and just enjoy it.
Wow.
And if you do that, start with a simulated or demo account and just have fun and notice when you're not having fun. As soon as you're not having fun, as soon as you're under stress, as soon as you're leaning forward, as soon as your muscles are tight, oh my God, what's going on? Oh. Well, then just stop trading.
Exactly. But then we go back to what you say. The beliefs and the intention, I'm going to trade to prove something to someone. And sorry for saying that, but many times, if we think about that, we are trying to prove to people we feeling hurt by them, not necessarily in a positive emotional way. It's like to people we don't like that much and we try to prove them something, and that's even worse. It gets us to more and more
if we need to prove something to ourselves and to others, the pressure on us in trading is more than most brains can handle. So thank you for pointing that out.
Thank you so much for your time. I think we are very, very on the edge with the time.
Okay.
Richard, it was a privilege and honor to have you on this Market Talk series by Admirals. We really appreciate the time and you took to be with us today. I'm sure 100% everyone got a lot of value out of this. So again, myself and Admirals would like to thank you so much. We already shared the link to your website, so please, guys, make the effort to go and do that exercise that Richard pointed out. And yeah, any final word from your side?
Yeah. If you go to Mind Muscles for Traders /Admirals, and I think I may have screwed up. It could be Admiral. Try them both, the singular and the plural. Mind Muscles for Traders /Admiral, then or Admirals. Then there will be a let's see if that works. Then there will be an offer like 70% off. There it is. It is Admirals plural. Then you can take the assessment and we can give you some special information, or you can just look at our blogs. Huge amount of free information on our blogs.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So we're going to wrap up for tonight. Again, one more time, Richard, would like to wish you to have a lovely day ahead. For us, early evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Again, we believe that you gain incredible amount of value. Wherever you are in the world, we would like to wish you to have a lovely day or evening ahead. And I personally look forward to see you tomorrow on the live trading session at 7:30 GMT. Thank you so much and have a great time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Theo.